know it is getting harder and freaking harder to optimize this for the people. But you know, I gotta do it for the people. Give y'all an official intro in a second here. Getting everybody situated on the podcast. It just so happens that some of the applications that the podcast uses need to be updated. Crazy, right? Oh my goodness, so many updates. Wow. Okay. Okay, it's almost done. Almost. Okay, maybe. I don't know. It keeps restarting. Maybe it's almost done. I lied. It's done. All right, cool. All right, about to get started. The most informal thing ever. Crazy. Okay, there you go. Go ahead and turn on my, yep, turn that on. And do this. Okay, that should be good.
Point in, Nick.
You said what?
I was talking to Nick.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, lag. What's that? Okay, there it goes. All right.
Oh, let me mute the stream.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be much appreciated. Much appreciated. Whoa, what the hell was that? All right, there we go. There we go. So we're just waiting on one more individual. And we'll be in there.
I'm about to Postmate some Taco Bell.
Jesus Christ, boy. You gotta, I'm saying you gotta put like a pop filter or something on that mic, boy. That shit is loud.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I'll push it away. I was mad close for the stream.
Yeah, damn. That junk blew my headphones out, man. Headphone users, caution.
you gotta put a disclaimer on the chat.
Yeah, caution to the headphone users out there. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, nah, it's all good, man. I was dealing with technical difficulties on my end. So, hello, good evening, good night. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Crash the Net Podcast, episode 2. And we going in, it's going to definitely probably be a spicy episode, hopefully. I think Greg is not going to be with us tonight. He's not feeling well from what he told us earlier. So if he pops in, cool. If he doesn't pop in, the show will go on. And I don't know. I'll figure out a format for that in the future there. If we'll do like special guest host or whatever, I don't know. Like I'll figure it out as we go. Starting off, man, work is kicking my ass, dog. Son, like I legit just got here not even like 40 minutes ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I just, go straight into this from there. So I don't know if it's a thing where it's like I'm gonna have to figure out a different time frame or a different day for this, but yeah, I don't know. I like the day. I like Wednesday. And I like the time. But yeah, employment isn't nice all the time. But it is what it is. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
Chilling.
Pretty good. EJ ran off on the plug, so you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, I do know how that goes. Wait, you rage quitting?
Nah, he's talking about the stream.
Nah, you rage quitting.
we ran a set on stream.
Yeah, you was rage quitting, boy. Oh no.
Ran a set, a whole set. Meaning one match.
Yeah, you rage quit. But anyway. But anyway. Yeah, man. I guess we can start off. I wanted to do like a little weekend recap and all that. I know for me, I didn't have too much of an eventful weekend for stuff that I did. I definitely saw Captain Marvel 2 times over the course of the weekend. Um, where I guess I could say like a quick spoiler-free review of the movie. At first, I wasn't really a fan, but I think it's one of those things where the more I see the film, the more I can appreciate it. So it did get better the second time I watched it. So I will say it's a mixed bag. It's not for everyone, but if you are a fan of the character or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you should definitely check that film out. How were you gentlemen's weekend? Though I definitely saw both of you at some point.
Yep. Shit.
Very,
Fucking
very good,
Marvel.
EJ.
Marvel movies. That's really it. Captain Marvel was legit. I liked it. It was definitely like an obvious filler film without like going into like a spoiler detailed review of it. But for what it was actually really entertaining. I liked it. I actually messed with it. Other than that, chill Sunday. We got some FGC news that we will talk about on Sunday, so we'll go into that later. Nick, how about you?
I really didn't do anything. I mean, I went to Zan. I waited for Kyle to tell me if he was going to see Captain Marvel and never told me anything.
Nah, I told you I was seeing Captain Marvel, boy.
Other than that, yeah, just been around. It's been a very relaxing and boring weekend, which is fine with me, I guess.
Those are the best ones sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Most definitely. Most definitely. Did anybody other than myself play Devil May Cry this weekend? I know Greg did.
Yeah, well, we can't trust his opinion.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really necessarily need an opinion in the game. I was able to form that all on my own. Like I'm only like, I don't know, 30 minutes into the game. And it's like
A whole 30.
Listen. We got to get past this seeing past the lore stuff. People are giving the game passes because of story mode or whatever, and I guess the flair and the graphical power of the game, that's cool. But I'm one that I cannot look past simple flaws in gameplay, man. The camera angles are shitty. They're really bad. We're in 2019. There is no excuse for that. I'm sorry. Not even Devil May Cry can get a pass. They could put in a Virgil's long lost cousin in the game. I don't give a shit. Like, if the game has crappy camera angles,
what does that mean?
And controls, like that's not gonna bypass that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We gotta call a spade out here. But yeah, I know. I think Greg beat it, dog. He played it like all weekend. Like he was streaming it, I think.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Yikes.
Yeah, I saw him on Discord playing like till Sunday.
That's a big yikes for me, fam. But anyway, I mean, I respect it. Shout outs to the Devil May Cry-ians out there. If you're a Devil May Cry fan, you love that shit. I guess this one's for you.
Wait, what are they called?
Devil May Cry-ians.
Ew. It just sounds weird.
How do you spell that?
Honestly, probably I'd need to type it. I need to type it, yo. So yeah, I think that concludes pretty much the weekend recap. Not much really happened this weekend outside of the stuff that we covered last week before we went into the weekend. Before I get started with any topic, is there any hot button topic that you guys want to start with before I take control of the show? Because I know there was a topic that we skipped over last week.
Yes, and that's what I was actually about to mention.
Okay, so I figured I have it on my checklist so that we didn't forget. So I guess we can start with that topic and we can go with the show from there. I got a lot of topics on my list, but we don't have to cover everything and we can bounce back and forth from there because I want the show to be as forthcoming as possible. It's not my show, it's all of our show, so everybody contributes to it.
Got you. So right now we got something from the 4th actually. They put this out into the community of esports in general, and they got pretty blown up for it. Now this is from Cranium Apparel. I've never heard of this company before. Let me just say that.
I remember this.
Yeah, and their tweet, and this is a quote unquote, "Get ready, female gaming community, female face. Esports dress now available." Dress emoji. It's high time that we do something for the females in this great community, and here it is.
Oh, that's good.
It gives females a new identity to call themselves female gamers. Hashtag woman in esports. Never seen in esports before. High quality polyester, skin friendly.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it real with you, yo. When you first told me about this story and you read the tweet from me, I was like, this is like a legit PR suicide.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was. I'm pretty
that was
sure.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure they didn't run that tweet by anybody before they posted it. Like these organizations and stuff, they have people they pay to do this. Like they have people that they pay to market on social media, and they have people that they pay to approve these things before they're posted out there. Because once something's on the internet, that shit's there forever. Like it's not going anywhere. They can delete the tweet, take it down, whatever. We still got proof of it.
I
Like,
definitely
you know what
screenshot
Yeah,
it.
it's there. It's not going nowhere.
Oh,
But,
just letting y'all know they didn't get rid of the tweet.
Oh, so
I'm-
it's still there.
It's still there?
It's still there.
Oh,
I'm,
that's-
I'm
that's
verifying right now, and it's still there.
If you can find it and it's still there, I'm gonna need you to link that and put it in the chat.
Got it.
Like put it in the chat so the viewers can see it for themselves. Yeah. Yeah, when you first told me about it, it was something like it was like a facepalm moment. Like legit off the rip facepalm moment for me. Cause I'm like, all right, look at it this way, man. Not even trying to segregate the FGC or gaming in general, like any type of gaming community, by gender anyway. Like this is something that people have been striving for, not even really striving for, but like it's been a big push for it recently, like within the past couple of years. But it's something that a lot of people don't pay that much attention to, but when you draw attention to it, then it's like it becomes an issue, it becomes a topic. Literally them doing that, saying that they're trying to, what's the words that they use? Would they say redefine, or what they say
Never seen before in esports.
well, yeah, no, obviously we're
So-
definitely never seen it before. There's a reason for that.
So redefine.
No, like no, they were like, what were they saying about like females though? They were like, this is going to reimagine them or something. Like there was a word they used,
Gives a new identity to female.
a new
gamers.
identity. What? I don't. Okay, so what? Okay. Look, backpedal. I'm trying to put myself in the brain of the person that wrote this shit, because I'm like, do they need a new identity? Like, hold on, is the purpose of wearing a jersey to form an identity? Because I kind of feel like if you're wearing a jersey, an esports jersey, that the identity is already on there. You're representing a brand, an organization, so. I don't understand what making a dress, a jersey dress, does for that. Like, all right, so the example I used, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about the topic, and I was like, the equivalent to this would be if, all right, so there's an NBA and there's a WNBA. So there's the women's basketball and then there's the men's, right? If in the WNBA, instead of them wearing regular jerseys like every other sport out there, they wore jersey skirts, it doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know. Now it'd be different if like there was a player that was employed by an esports company of some sort. Let's for the sake of argument, let's say Echo Fox or something, and the female that was sponsored requested a jersey skirt. That'd be different. But like trying to force the issue or force that onto somebody, like that's gentrification. That's kind of crazy. Like that's actually kind of freaking crazy, especially with how everybody is with gender now. It's such a hot button issue and topic, like in this day and age. I couldn't believe it when you first showed it to me.
They were kind of out of pocket with it, and then they just kind of doubled down on it and did not help themselves.
It's just I don't understand. Like I'm trying to think of like something to compare it to, but there really isn't. Like a lot of times these people, they get their jerseys and they get like a hoodie or like a jacket and all that. But the thing about that is that it doesn't specify gender on that. Anybody can wear a hoodie, anybody can wear a jersey. Not saying that men or males can't wear a skirt. If you want to, you can do what you want. You know what I mean? It's America. You can wear what the hell you want to now. But I feel like it's a targeted audience, and that is definitely kind of weird. Like, yeah, you're not. There's just so much.
You're not helping yourself.
Yeah, like there's just so much I can say about it. It's just a no, man. Like, why are we doing this? We're supposed to be promoting equality. Like, you know what I mean? Let's not separate, you know what I mean, more potential players and stuff because, oh, you know, you got to wear this esports skirt dress thing. Like, come on, man.
So if you're not rocking the skirt, don't come to the event.
That shit's crazy.
And
Like
it's another thing is like a lot of these females, they just want to dress like, everybody else on the team. Because if it's a team, why the fuck are they wearing dresses in the first place? You know what I mean? So like, for example, when you see any esports team like in the FGC, they're all wearing the same shit. Look at Choco Blanca when Sherry was sponsored. All these females. Any Uyu chick. They're all in the same shit.
because you're a unit. Like
Yes.
when you're in the military, you're in a squad, you're in a platoon. You're all wearing the same uniform, right?
Yes.
They don't have fatigue skirts.
No.
For the female operatives.
That's the thing. And it's like nobody's asking for this. So I wonder what made them even go for this in the first place.
Yeah, I don't even understand why this is
Nobody asked for this.
Nah, actually,
I'm pretty sure they just thought like they're like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. And
so basically, you're telling me there was no thought.
See now they know what happens.
Yeah.
People are kind of pissed.
That shit's crazy, yo. Because like I actually thought about this topic again when I was driving earlier today, and I was like, honestly, I wouldn't. It would have probably been a better move from a marketing standpoint that instead of doing this as an idea, if they did like, I don't know, esports leggings or something. I don't see they're getting as much backlash for that. Like I kind of feel like that's something that females would probably enjoy, are esports related leggings. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like skirt is like cut and dry. Like that's like I don't know. That type of apparel is just cut and dry. Like I don't know.
That's too much. Like it's just too much at one time.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe everything about it. I couldn't believe it got released the way it did. It got posted the way it did, and it was worded the way it did. Everything about it was literally.
It was a big yikes.
There was no thought process put behind that. I mean, maybe they let it rot from whoever suggested this or posted this in the first place, but like any other company, that would have been somebody's job. They would have got fired for that. They would have gotten fired.
I gotta see what happened to that dude, because, man.
So reach out to the company and said, "Hey, what happened to your marketing guy?"
Yeah, he's gone.
So we actually we just let this dude go.
He works at Burger King now. So he's no longer employed.
He said, "Can I get a number 2, please? Female size?"
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. I can't compare it to anything. I can't compare it to anything. Because I can't even say like, all right, let's say they did an esports tank top. Females wear tank tops too. Like it's literally only the skirt. Like there is no, I'm trying to think of like attire that only men wear. Like I don't know. That like maybe like an esports cup or something.
Esports tie or something. I don't know.
Nah, females wear ties too.
Yeah, I can't think of nothing.
Yeah, it's gotta be like a cup, a groin protector. Esports groin protectors. Has anybody gotten a groin injury while playing games?
No,
Is
but
that
they
a
definitely
thing?
got.
Are you sure? DDR? Ah, yeah. See, yeah, I knew there was something. It definitely has happened before. I'm trying to think. Somebody might have. Well, I don't know, man. Not maybe not now, but back in the day, definitely somebody's probably got a groin injury playing fighting games. Because they were petty people, man. Yo,
you said you hit me with this MSP? So,
yeah, people were getting body slammed in my day, man. That shit was crazy. Like real talk, thinking back on it, we was off the chain. It's kind of wild.
The good old days.
It is kind of crazy, man.
So now it's just inappropriate to body slam somebody.
Extremely inappropriate. Extremely inappropriate, yo. Rarely do we see these occasions become physical. When like physicality was like part of the meta back then. It was honestly part of the meta, yo.
People don't even talk now. How they gonna get physical?
Yeah, it's crazy, yo. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly can't think of like a piece of attire that is related to just like male. Everything that a male would wear is so gender neutral that it's like I don't know. It's one of those things where like if it's not broke, don't fix it, man. Was there a demand for this product?
No.
Yeah, let me know
so
that.
highly doubt that.
Yeah, let me know that. I'm gonna put a poll up. I'll put a poll on Twitter and let me know the demand for esports skirts. I want to put a feeler out there.
He said, yeah, it looked like you guys could really use them.
I kind of feel like this is the moves they should have made before making that dumbass pose. Like, you know what I mean? Let's put a feeler out there and see what the interest is in a female esports skirt. Let's do that. Like, nah, let's not do that. Let's just make the product. Let's post pictures about it and get interest. The spark it, just get people to buy it.
Said real grassroots marketing there.
That's OD, yo. That is OD. Yeah, I don't know how much else I can comment on that topic. Like, I just think it's wild, man. I think
pretty much hit everything.
I think it's pretty freaking wild, man. Like, I don't know. All right, so check it out, yo. All right, I'll go ahead and I'll take the next segment here. Cut that one off. All right, so on Saturday I went to Zan, and you gentlemen went to Zan as well. You know, shout out to Xanadu Games. You know, Young Jimmer and Apostle. This is not a slight. Don't laugh. I'm not trolling. I'm not throwing shots. You know, they're doing their thing. You know, I respect their hustle. You know what I mean? Do you? You know, it's thriving. People are competing. You know, participating there. So yeah, big shouts to Zan. But what it got me thinking of was tournament format in general, right? So I just wanted to put my opinion out there and see what everybody else's opinion on it is, whatever. So, all right, and it doesn't just apply to Xanadu. This is like a tournament thing. This has happened at majors. This has happened at regionals. This has happened at weeklies. It's something that is a lot more apparent now than maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Like it's getting really big and it's becoming, I guess you could say, an issue now. And it's what kind of line do we draw between exposure and precedence? And what I mean by that is, okay, let's say that you go to a tournament, right? And you're in pools and you're doing well. And your next match is against a favorable player. And by that, like a top player or somebody that's known, somebody that's got a following behind them. For you guys, are you willing to postpone your match with that opponent for 30 to 45 minutes so that it is streamed?
No.
Or would you rather just have it on a regular pool setup and get it over with?
I am just trying to play. I ain't got time to sit here, because if I wait that long, all the games I've played before, you know, I'm riding that wave. You know, I'm warmed up. It's like whatever, I'm feeling it. And I gotta sit there for an hour, you know, twiddle my thumbs. Then I'm like, dang, I feel like crap now. So now I gotta warm back up. And I don't know. I don't like that. They did that at Evo, and I really hated that.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. I've actually had multiple tournaments where that has happened to me. Me personally, when I play, I'm like a sporadic player. The more matches I play consecutively and I'm warm, I play better than if I play, stop, wait a while, cool off, and then I have to get right back into that mindset. It's kind of difficult for me. But I know that in this day and age of streaming and social media and culture, a lot of people really want to get on the big screen, and they are willing to sacrifice time to get on there and do it. There are people that would answer the opposite to that, you know.
Exactly.
Me personally, I have an issue with it when you're holding up a tournament for
a stream match.
That is insane to me. Now, it's different, right? For me, I don't frown upon it. Like, yeah, it sucks from a momentum standpoint, but I don't frown upon it if you've got other matches to run. But if you've ran everything you can up until that point and that match is holding up an entire bracket, it does not make sense for me to postpone that match just to get it on the screen. That doesn't make sense to me. I've seen tournaments do it where that game's not even being streamed yet. There have been times where, like, all right, I understand a tournament holding a game up at top 32, top 16, because it's going to be a block of matches that's going to go to pretty much the last matches of that tournament and then have it ran later. But, like, it doesn't make sense for pools to be postponed to put them on stream after another game either. That is really dumb to me. Especially when you have open setups. We have what? Let's say we have, I don't know, 6 or 7 different pool matches to run. But we also have 6 or 7 setups that nobody's on, and we're not running the bracket anymore because we're waiting on a stream match. That's really stupid to me. Like, these are the situations I've been put in.
Definitely have been there more than once. It's I think it's a problem, and it needs to be, I guess, addressed. But it's a weird thing, I guess, topic to bring up because everyone's different, and you can't just blanket statement it.
Right. Yeah, it's something that people as a collective would have to make a decision on if they're cool with it or not. Honestly, I guess the FGC is cool with it because I feel like I'm one of the only people complaining about it. But I don't know. Maybe it's just something that gets...
Hey, I'm gonna just say this. I think that a lot of people are afraid to even interject in that way, meaning like they're so scared to voice their own opinion when it comes to TOs because it might be uh, an unpopular opinion. Like, hey, I want to play my match now. You guys mind if I just play this? I'm trying to go home. You know, I have work in the morning, or X, Y, and Z reason why you might want to start playing now.
I've definitely been there before.
You know, I feel like they're so scared to even voice their opinion because it's just going against what the meta already, if that makes sense. You know, what's already established.
Listen,
like, even though you're getting treated like shit to you, it might be the norm to everybody else.
I get where you're coming from with that, but here's where I got to interject just a little bit with that, right? So when you're going to these tournaments, you're paying money, you're paying your venue fee, you know, tournament fee is whatever, because the way I look at tournament fee is that's the pot between you and the other players. So you're paying pretty much for yourselves at that point. That's what you're playing for. But when you're paying your venue fee, I kind of feel like if you're paying money for it, there is a certain amount of courtesy and respect that a player kind of buys for that, if that makes sense. These events are for these people. They're for the players. They're for the spectators, whatever. These events are not for the TOs. So, I mean, I've been there before, you know, doing the TO work and stuff like that before, and as much as it sucks, you got to bite your lip on it. Like, it is what it is. It's literally like with businesses and such, the customer is always right in that sense. The players, the competitors, the spectators, they are the customer. So I understand that you might not want to put your opinion out there, whether it's popular or not, but at the same time, I feel like you're obligated and you have a right to be able to say something about some type of practice that you don't like that's going on in a bracket or tournament because you're paying for it. Now, granted, it's on the TO if they want to do anything about it. Like, you can sit there and voice your opinion and your problem or issue with the event, and they could just be like, well, I got your money, so it's whatever. Don't come next time. Like, they hold the right to do that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you're paying for these events and such, it doesn't make sense to me that I can't be like, yo, why is it that I'm waiting 40 minutes to play a match? There's 3 open setups there. There's these 2 dudes over there playing casuals and all that. And you know what I mean? Why is it taking all night to get an 8-man bracket done? That doesn't make any damn sense to me. You know, especially on a major to regional standpoint. Not to say that it's fair to do that shit on a weekly, because people got stuff to do, man. Weeklies, you know, it's weekdays, people got jobs. You know what I mean? People got lives and stuff, you know. Granted, we're gamers, and we do want to get practicing and stuff, and that's why a lot of people do go to weeklies, but at the same time, it's like, okay, can we get the tournament knocked out?
Exactly.
You know, if we want to play more, we could just play casuals afterwards, but some people have prior engagements and obligations that they have to attend to. It doesn't make sense to wait like that. I mean, I'm not an advocate for it that you have to wait as long as you do for a major at a regional or a weekly anyway. That doesn't make any sense. There's more people. It's more people. You can run an 8-man bracket in 45 minutes for a game. That's nothing. If you got the setups for it, you know, I don't know, man. Like, I was really conflicted on it. I didn't honestly think we were all going to agree on it.
It's definitely not just you. I think it just needs to be said. Nobody's doing anything about it, but at the same time, you don't have to put up with it. So a lot of people just don't go if they don't like it. So maybe the shit pool might be continuing because of, and I'm not saying people that don't show back up are the blame, but it might be the same way because the people that are actually seeing these issues aren't saying anything because they're not supporting those events anymore, which is still fair. But the people that aren't seeing it are going to have to deal with it regardless. So that's on them to figure it out themselves because they're the ones supporting it every week and every other time they go there.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Shit, man.
I can say last time, though, during the monthly, my shit was ran on time. Besides the not being able to register on the road, that was pretty dumb. That was the only hiccup though. And if they said no, we would have just left. It would have been simple as that. So
Nah, I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not something that I've seen just at regionals, yo. Like this shit was going on at Evo. Like I've seen this
oh yeah,
at majors. They'll hold up a bracket because I need this player and this player on stream.
it happened with Shinsen and Nick's pool.
Mm.
Yeah, that was
That was wild.
yeah, that was extra annoying.
We're just sitting there waiting for Nick's next match. Like, when is this gonna be? Like,
Yeah, so, oh, sorry, he's doing this crap. I'm like, dude, I really don't care. DQ him.
yeah,
I'm like, welcome to playing. I guess doing one more game or doing whatever. You went to eat. Sorry, pal. I guess I get the pool.
Damn. Yeah, that's just crazy to me. I don't know. I'm one for one feel like the organization and the actual running of the event will always take precedence over exposure. But there are definitely people that look otherwise. I mean, look at it from a marketing standpoint. You want those hype matches on stream. You want to see those top players play. It brings attention and eyes to your stream. I don't know a single person that watches a tournament from home that's like, okay, I'm trying to see Johnny Donuts play against Sally McTusi. Like, you know what I mean? They want to see, yeah, I want to see Kizzy. I'm trying to see, you know what I mean, Punk. I'm trying to see Lord Knight. Like, they want to see the names. Like, they're not sitting there watching the stream to see randoms. Me personally, I'm kind of the opposite. Now, granted, as long as the play is good, that's fine for me. It doesn't need to be a top player or not. But I honestly like to see the blow-ups. My favorite part of tournaments is pools.
oh yeah.
Like once it gets to like top 32, top 16, I kind of know what the narrative is going to be. And it gets really boring to me. But pools, that's the hypest part. It's the hypest part of tournaments for me. Because that's where all the blow-ups happen.
I agree with that. 100%. Like Evo pools, like day one, honestly better than top eights sometimes because of the blow ups. Like when you see like a dream bracket, right? You're like, oh, XYZ is getting out. These two are definitely getting out. And neither one of them make it out. And you see that shit on stream. That shit's hype as fuck. Honestly, I like that more than some top eights. Seriously.
I gotta agree with that. It's always funny to see it happen, either live or on the stream. But when you're at home and you're unable to go to events, it definitely makes the stream better. But I don't mind watching Johnny Donuts.
No, not at all.
Well, let me tell you this then. All right, so working from an organizational standpoint with some of these events and such from behind the scenes, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll assign a job known as a bracket runner. And what a bracket runner does is they go out to the different pools that are taking place and they look at the brackets and where they're at currently, and they'll pull matches based upon certain type of players. So if it's a top player, they'll pull that match regardless of who they're playing. If it's top player versus top player, sometimes they'll hold up the bracket to pull that match to put it on stream. But a lot of times they're just trying to put whoever that top player is versus X character or player to put that on stream. Do you feel that this is a right way to go about it, or do you feel like it'd be better if they randomized it, where it's like, all right, we'll just pick a random match, put that on stream?
That's really tough to say because I think the system they have now isn't too flawed because they still get brackets ran for the most part on time with the stream matches that they do provide right now, and they're pretty entertaining stream matches. And like you said, they try to find the best candidates for those stream matches, right? So if they randomize it, I feel like, yeah, we don't mind watching these two players that are super random play each other, but at the same time, we do get to see more blowups happen that way. So I feel like the system right now, it just needs to be worked out a little bit more, but it's fine the way it is, if that makes sense.
I don't know. The system's kind of weird. Like, you have top players and they get to play, I guess in quotes, no names, but I feel like you should randomize it at least somewhat, because you watch a stream and you're like, you're looking at the pool and you're like, oh, they're pulling from pool J1, and you look in the pool and you're like, okay, well, I'm definitely about to see a match with Kizzy, Like I know that's gonna always be coming up, but I want to see Ghost Main Rider 22 come up. I'm
It's a
trying to
guy
see
like,
him.
hey,
Yeah, I'm trying to see him, but they won't pull him because they don't know who that is unless he's gonna fight Kizzy. Then that's your only time. But I feel like they should do like a not like a leaderboard, but I don't know, like I guess a different type of bracket where it has like everyone, and I guess how you do like gets put in, kind of like the Evo Shoryuken page where they had like the rankings for everybody. I feel like they should do that.
Right. I see you. I see you. Because my thing is, I understand why the system is the way that it is, because it gets notable people on the screen. And like I said, you want to put people in seats. People want to see those players play. But my thing is, like, I can only sit through and watch a bracket where the same player gets put on stream 5 times in a row and be able to stand it. Like, I can't. I don't want to see the same person 50 freaking times, because that's who's available to be on stream at the moment. I'd rather them put on, I wouldn't say like random every time, but like really randomize it. Like, yeah, put notable players on stream, like do that occasionally, but at the same time, there's sometimes those matches that we don't get to see off stream. There's some of the hypest matches. Put some of those on too. Like, top players got all the exposure. They already got eyes on them. You know what I mean? They got social media accounts. You got the outreach. They got sponsors and so on and so forth. But like the little guy, what drive is there for the little guy? Like, why can't we get some notoriety on them? That's my view. I feel like they can. There's a lot of like undercard players that get overlooked because of that, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dirty stuff going on in some of these games you will never get to see because people don't have the exposure.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm at.
It's actually kind of nuts.
Dimitri said it's like some right to passage shit. I agree with that.
In a sense. A lot of it can be considered and looked as like a popularity contest.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, for example, you might not, off of what Nick was saying, X, Y, and Z might absolutely get a stream match, right? So they're going to be on stream, no issues. But if you have somewhat of a popular person, not even a good player, they're going to put you on stream anyway. Look at LTG, playing against whoever. He went to a few events actually one year, and he was on stream every single match of his. I think his first match was streamed. Like, that doesn't happen for everybody, obviously.
Hey, look, first off, you're not going to slander the Lord LTG.
All right.
Yeah,
anyway,
don't disrespect the big dog.
He deserves to have all of his matches streamed.
Anyways, real quick, I tuned into your stream, Kyle, and it says that you're playing Call of Duty.
I just switched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just switched it.
Yeah, I was like, that's weird.
I legit thought about it. I was like, oh, I didn't change the game. Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I changed it. I definitely changed it. Because I'm not playing COD, ladies and gentlemen. We're over here having a podcast. You know what I mean? Talking it up with the boys.
See, what we should do is we should just play COD and talk.
Oh, that'd be too much. I don't think I can focus. I honestly don't think I'd be able to focus on the conversation, yo. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I feel like the undercard players don't get enough opportunities, and it's a double-sided street. It's not just the organizations or the tournament in question's problem. Like, it's kind of the players too, because you, as a player, if you want to get noticed, you got to market yourself too. There's a lot of factors that goes into it. A lot of factors.
So what you're saying is, like, you need to get up there to even be considered to be on stream? Is that what you're...
Not really, but if you want, like, as a player, right, if you want more notoriety, like, there's ways to start about that. Like, you don't necessarily even have to be, like, good. Like, if you've got technology or anything like that, you know what I mean, start to get a social media following. Put the tech out there. You know what I mean? Share the wealth. That's one way to get it started,
Okay.
That's one way. Now, granted, it's not always going to work. It might take time. You know what I mean? But if you put some nice stuff out there, you'll blow up. And then once you do that, you're going to fall in that category, right? Where it's like, okay, people have heard of this person before. And when people see your name on brackets and stuff, they're more than likely to pick your match, whether you're good at the game or not. You got notoriety behind you. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, somebody I compare it to without, like, it sounding like a shot. But, I'm a hater. So it might not be right coming out of my mouth. Like, it might not be right coming from me.
Said I see.
But yeah, you gotta market yourself, man. You know what I mean? It's the same way where, like, all right, so what was it? Like 2 weeks ago they had the NFL Combine. And it's literally the biggest collection of athletes that do absolutely nothing for a weekend, right? But they do stuff as vigorous as interviews. They get interviewed by everybody and ask questions and such, right? And what these NFL owners and teams are looking for is somebody that's like marketable on a mic from a professional standpoint. You know what I mean? You're not going to sit there and employ a person or put them out there that's dropping like N-bombs and, you know what I mean? And like talking about like, social injustices and issues and stuff like that, because it's going to bring a negative light on the brand. So it's the same thing for like somebody trying to market themselves as a player. Like, you're not going to, if you're quiet, you don't put any effort into it, you're never going to get noticed unless you're good. You got to be good. You know what I mean? And even then, let's say you're good, you're not going to get noticed unless you actually put yourself out there too. So like, I have another segment for later tonight that I want to talk about that kind of involves something around net play. So I don't want to talk about it now, but we can get to it later on in the program. But let's say that somebody's got like, for say, in net play, and like they're just like a god online. Unless you play net play, you've never heard of this dude unless they stream or something. So you're not marketing yourself. Like you're active. Like, let's say you're good, but you're not marketing yourself. Like if you travel to tournaments and all that stuff, you start beating up on people. Then it's like, okay, you're kind of self-marketing then, because now you're coming up in these brackets and all that stuff. They start seeing your face, you become more familiar and such. That's kind of what I mean by that. That's another way of going about it, but you don't necessarily need to be good to get to that stature.
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Exposure over precedence. I think all of us can agree that we feel like the precedence of the tournament, should always take priority over top of exposure, over top of the stream. So if you're sacrificing the betterment of your tournament, the organization of your tournament, the time frame, the resources for stream matches or exposure, it's not exactly, it's not in the best interest of the players. That's kind of selfish.
Very.
In a sense. I don't know. I feel like it's a touchy subject. I feel like we'd have been more varied on it, like, honestly, because there's so many aspects to it. You got a marketing standpoint, so like that's going towards the actual tournament organizer, but then at the same time, you got to think about the viewership too. Those people are technically part of the community. You don't need to play competitively to be a part of the fighting game community or any gaming community. If you play the game, you're automatically a part of a community if you're playing it with people. So like, even net players could be considered to be a part of the FGC because they're playing a fighting game with people. See what I'm getting at for that?
See, it's like, so you're saying like the TO's point of view is a little bit skewed because of that.
What I'm saying is that the actual competitor isn't the person that's getting the priority in those situations. It's not about them. It's about everybody but them, if you really think about it.
It is. That's a realistic way of looking at it, but at the same time, it's kind of fucked up. At the same time.
Yeah, no, it sucks. It sucks.
Because they're the customers at the end of the day.
Yes. You're spending money, man. Big money. Some of these tournaments, man.
Big money.
Like, you know what I mean? That's not even just like EVO. Like, this year is a little bit more affordable. I haven't looked at it recently, but like Combo Breaker for some people, man, that shit's almost $1,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like people are dropping bread to go to these.
Yeah, it's a little expensive sometimes.
It definitely can be.
Yeah, like my thing is like, I don't think we have a quote unquote rule set or a list of rights that these players have at these events. Like, that doesn't exist. So how do people know what kind of power they have? Like, they don't really, like, honestly, because there's no set stature and plays, you don't have any power. You're kind of powerless. So you're at the mercy of these TOs. They can kind of do what they want.
Exactly.
And then it's like the only thing you can really ask for at that point is like your money back. Like that's about it.
But and then after that, your stroke.
Right. Then it's like, yeah, like from there it's like, okay, the only other option you have is to go to a different event. You know what I mean? But like some of these people,
you have to get burned to even realize.
Right.
But that I understand that's life. That's fine with me. We're at an age where we fucking understand that. That's not new. But at the same time, like why do we have to even go through these shitty events just to figure out we don't like them? Why can't they just be solid from the get-go? And especially the ones that have a legacy to the name. I'm not saying anybody, but have a legacy to the name and they're on their 10th series and they still don't get it right. That shit boggles my fucking mind. It honestly does.
It all comes down to priority, man. Like you got to really sit down and ask yourself, looking at these events and what goes on in them, who benefits the most from it? You know what I mean? And if it's not the competitors, then it's either one or two things. Either that event is a con, and it could be a con in multiple ways. It could be a convention or it could be a legit con. Like, you know what I mean? If the TO is the person that has everything to gain from it, you guys probably shouldn't be messing with that event.
Nope.
Like, not in the least bit.
Nope.
Like, that legit sounds like some old school stuff. Like, for real. Like, Omega Stroke. Like, you shouldn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think I'm good on those. I think I'm good.
Yeah, not in the least bit.
Like Nick, how many Biggie events have you been to that still started late, still did everything wrong? You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
all right, so I'll tell you what. I'll make it easier on you from an event standpoint. If you attended 7 of them, how many of the 7 have fallen in that category?
That's a way,
8.
Jesus Christ, good shit.
Yeah, I don't think. Honestly, I'm not shitting on Big E. I have never been to a Big E event and it is run on time. We're always like 2 hours behind, and there's always something. I couldn't even like make up the stuff that like happens.
This is what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, god damn, how many fucking Big E events have there been? It's like at least almost 100, at least.
Nah, there's definitely more than that. Cause you gotta think about it. If one of the, cause he has different titles, right?
Exactly.
So you've got Summer Jam, you've got Winter Brawl, you've got NEC, and then he also does like the bar battle stuff and all that.
And now we got April Annihilation.
Right. So if you like factor in and you think about it, and it's like, all right, we're on what? NEC like 17. If you multiply that times 4 events, you're already at 100, and that's not even including the other stuff. So we're definitely over that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's like you know that these events remind me of. It's like you play an MMO, right? Okay. And you staying in like a fucking like stable or something where you got these like low level monsters, right? And you getting all this fucking XP, right? But you're losing to these fucking like level 1 monsters over and over again. Like, what the fuck? Like, you just can't get it right. You can't even move past the pin. You can't move past that. You can't even go fucking balls. Like, come on now.
My man dropping in blackout and then immediately dying.
What kind of fucked up RPG is this, man?
My man's was definitely playing Ragnarok.
Level 30 losing to like level 2 monsters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What is this algorithm?
He said, I can't get him.
What is this algorithm, yo? What?
Oh my god.
That's OD.
I can't even support them anymore because they're so fucking bad.
Yeah, that's OD. That's definitely
There are most local tournaments that with driving distance and that we can go and try to appreciate, but he doesn't fucking. I won't even just blame him. So this isn't a shot to Eric or anybody. It's how the event is run itself. So I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. It's just the event itself.
Yeah, because there are definitely other culprits that fall behind it. This is something that we had to talk about over the weekend. Obviously, I think it honestly, like, off some Rascal Flat stuff, hurts the most when it's something that is local. Like, exactly. When it's something that's close to you. Nobody wants to hear that you have options because you're local or the event that's closest to you is butt. that you have to travel and go somewhere else. Like that's kind of a shame.
It's really sad.
Like it's definitely kind of a shame.
Our
Granted,
strongest event in the area is probably, and I hate to say this, is Smash for VG.
you're talking about games, like
Oh,
game wise.
just talk about like local anything, like as far
Because
as strong scenes go.
so now you're talking about player base.
Uh, oh, is this more like TO related, like right now specifically?
Uh, I mean,
'Cause you
it
mentioned
doesn't have like it doesn't have to be.
you mentioned like the area, so that's what I was saying.
Yeah, like well, I'm talking about more so how the tournament's put on and ran, not the player base.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean? It's like, all right, let's say that you live right down the street from X tournament, but X tournament runs late. X tournament has empty setups. X tournament doesn't pay out what they should be, and so on and so forth. You have all these issues and stuff, and it's like that's right next door to you. You know what I mean? See, this event could be within 30 minutes of your house. You know what I mean? Why put up with that? Like it's sad that you have to travel further to get better service. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? That's when it hurts the most. It's like, damn, I got this event right next to me, but you know they're not doing it right, so I got to go all the way up to New York to play. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about to happen. We're about to go
Yeah, like,
2v2.
granted, you know, you want to get as much experience as possible as a competitor, so like it is always good to travel. Like you want to go to these places that are further out. You know what I mean? Than what your local is, but sometimes you don't want to have to do all that. Sometimes you want to be able to just go on your back door and be like, hey, you know, I know you guys, you know, we're locals, we're peoples. Let's just play some games. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to do that. It just sucks that you got to go through all that extra stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be anywhere. You know, not just necessarily here per se, but like anywhere in America. Because I know plenty of places that suffer from the same exact issue. Same exact issue, yo. And then at the same time, it's like, as a player base and stuff, we can't be how do I want to put this? We can't be I don't selfish isn't the right word, but take advantage. We can't take advantage of it also as a player, right? Because stuff like that, like let's say you actually do get a decent event, can be taken away. That shit can go away. You know what I mean? Like you should never take advantage of somebody or an organization that puts forth effort into an event because you might there are places I know people out there that don't even have a fighting game community. Like all they have is net play. So you should appreciate at the same time. It's such a 50-50 street, man. It sucks. Like it honestly sucks.
Shout outs to Waifu Wars.
That shit's never coming back.
Rip.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to go.
I'm sorry, bro.
Sorry, sucker.
Yeah, you're gonna have to need a time machine or some shit.
He said sucker.
Yeah,
Dang.
I'm never doing that shit again. Like ever. Like somebody's gonna have to pick up the torch, yo. Somebody contact Coma. Somebody gotta pick up the torch.
I need you to relax.
I give him the rights. But nah, man. Yeah, it just I don't know, man. I don't know. Freaking events. All right. Anyway, so exposure and precedence. Are we good on that? Everybody said their piece.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before I put up another topic?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. Let's talk about this. Michigan Masters shit.
Okay, I definitely want to hear about this because I've been out of the loop for like the past month on everything that's been occurring. I heard the initial setup to it,
Whew.
but I guess for the viewers, you want to give a little bit of insight and backstories to know what we're talking about.
Oh my goodness! All right, so this has been going on. What are we in now? March.
Yeah, it's March 13th.
All right, let me. Oh, God, I have to go so freaking far back. All right, so I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to do a quick plug for Michigan Masters? I know you went last year. I didn't go.
Yeah. So, all right, Michigan Masters is in Michigan, obviously. It is next month, the 12th to the 14th, I think, something like that. Super cool event. The Michigan people run it really well. Last year was their first year back, and it was ran really well. I had a great time. If you live near the DMV area or pretty much anywhere, flights are ridiculously cheap to get there. Even like right now, I bought mine 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think like for one way it's under 90.
Yeah. I paid 75 each.
Yeah.
So super cheap. But anyways, so this is went back to August, October, November time. So there was a dispute or something along those lines with Chris or as we know him Corn, all caps.
I mean, honestly, I know people that like just got involved in FGC that have no idea
Yeah, they don't
what
remember
corn
that.
is.
Yeah.
Corn, the acronym for corn is the Coalition of Real Neanderthals.
Yeah.
That's the PG version.
See, y'all can say the real one. I'm banned.
Hey, look, man.
For the moment.
We just gonna
so something happened that there was like all caps was saying in his live video that Michigan is grimy and isn't going to hold hands and hug it out like the West Coast. There's like this whole dispute, and basically all caps just like started getting like roasted, and he like was making threats and was like, yeah, I'm gonna come there, blah blah blah. And so they basically just got like cut off. They just banned him from the event.
And now you see, I respect that from a tournament organizer standpoint, because the number one thing at these events should be security. Like, they're already kind of lax as it is now. Like, I know how annoying it was as CEO for the bag checks people, but Jabali and that event did that with everybody's safety in mind. Nobody wants to go to one of these events and have something unfortunate happen. There's too much dumb stuff going on in this world as it is now. So if somebody's openly making threats about harming people on the internet, I feel like that is honestly probably the best course of action to take. So I have mad respect for Michigan Masters for doing that.
Yeah. So they banned him, and here we go. So this is from March 5th from Mr. All Caps, as I like to call him. And of course everything's in all caps.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
Like, I don't really mess with social media. Like
I'm not joking. Everything is in all caps.
That's all right. So he's doing it intentionally.
Yes, it's kind of like how Riffraff only lowercase is the I's. It's kind of like that, but in his case, he's literally just like screaming at the keyboard.
That's really good. I think I like it.
It's wild. Like, his page actually like hurts my eyes sometimes.
Oh man.
So March 5th, I'll say this one time only, ellipses. If you support Michigan Masters and its racist ass event and racist ass staff, I cannot F word with you. Don't come around me at any more events, period, my N word.
Oh my, what?
I'm just clarifying, you can say fuck.
Yeah, you can definitely say the F word. It's just we gotta be careful about the
other words.
The N words.
Yeah.
So all caps is really bad about posting in a like orderly fashion. So we scroll up, blah blah blah. A lot of tweets have been deleted at this point. So he gets like kind of butthurt with Jay, one of the guy that runs it, and since he got banned for like violent threats, because he was like just like talking shit about like gay people and like transsexual people, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like, relax, like, take a breather, homie.
I'm telling you, that's just a bitch, man. Like, people got to get off this gender stuff. Stop
like,
he's
like losing his mind when he's like, oh, blah blah blah. So this person like came and like tweeted at freaking Jay and was like, I can beat people up in a Yase tank if you want security. And my man with like the freaking note pen circled.
Yo.
He circled the tweet.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. So Mia comes back and is like, well, we appreciate the love behind this. We certainly do not condone any sort of violence in response to this situation, even if it's in jest. So again, Cabs circles the next tweet is like more of an offer to security in an overly aggressive manner. He is like, no, don't do that. Like, just don't do that. So Cap's like, look at that. Someone issues a threat to be an extra aggressive security person for Jay, and no ban was issued. And Mia's talking to him, but again, no ban was just issued. Damn. But all y'all owe so fair, right? I'm like, oh my goodness, losing his mind. But so he's banned, and he's like talking all this shit, and people are like taking bets if this dude's actually going to show up to the event. I kind of want to see it.
Cause issues. That's the dumb part.
Yeah, I kind of want to see if he's going to show up.
All right, look, my 2 cents in there, dog. I kind of hope that he does not show up at the event because I don't want anything ignorant to happen surrounding that. You know what I mean? R.I.P. to the people that, you know, went through the tragedy that happened in Florida with the Madden tournament and all that and such. And it's like, you know, I would really hate to see something unfortunate like that happen in our own community. Not to say that it should happen in any community. Like, it was a tragedy. But, I don't know. Like, the internet foolishness, man, is one thing. Like, it's totally different when it's real life. I could definitely vouch for that. If this dude is crazy, keep him away from that fucking event.
Yeah, he's and you know, since he's on that show with freaking with freaking James, freaking the OBS joint.
Yeah, the On Blast show.
Yeah, so he's on that, and now freaking James is like getting in on it. Oh god, now I have to open his freaking Facebook, man.
So my thing is James taking a side, or is he just adding fuel to the fire?
Oh no, he's like doing like all three. You know how this dude.
He's a troll.
I like James as a person when he's not being a nut.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
But sometimes he'd be doing like the utmost at all times. So let's see if I can find. God, dang, he tweets so much when he gets going.
While you looking at that, I got a little mini story for y'all. So a similar situation happened at the powerlifting meet I went to. So you know, I went there.
People getting involved in physical altercations at the powerlifting meet, bro.
Almost, bro. Like, check this out.
Y'all was throwing weights at each other, man.
No. So, hear me out. Chill. So there was this dude, this light-skinned dude, right? I don't know what his problem was. He was pretty strong and shit, but whatever. Like, he was in the heavyweight class.
Why he gotta be light-skinned?
He was light-skinned. I'm just telling you what he looked like. Was he
like me light-skinned, or
he like lighter than me for sure. So anyway,
so he's like caramel.
So yeah. So my man, y'all ruled the story, dog.
Tell the story.
It don't even matter about this dude. Like, what? He was light-skinned, dog. Anyway,
okay, I'm listening.
Anyway, this dude, right? So there was a white judge, right? And he was cool as fuck. You know, I talked to him before the meeting. He was cool as shit. And, you know, my man went up and did his bench press, and he didn't follow the rules all the way through. And the judge said, no, that was a disqualified lift. And he popped the fuck off because he was like, I can't do that again. And he was like, oh, you're mad racist and blah, 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 and start being aggressive. So next time he comes up there, he's actually not going to get banned. He can't participate in any event for being hostile towards the judges.
Right.
And the situation is so similar because of that, you know, hostile nature that these people are presenting, you know, over some events. And if honestly, whether it be online or in person, honestly, it's a security thing, you know, it's a whole security thing. And then what's very similar is both of these dudes are saying, oh, they're racist. No, it's not about race. It's about you not following the rules, you know?
My thing with it is one or two things. One, we have to learn from history. Like, we've seen too many tragedies and stuff that have happened for us not to learn from it. If we're going to be ignorant to it, then it's just going to keep happening. So it's like, I respect any type of measure that these people and these events take to avoid situations like that are similar to happen. But another side is when you're using the race card, dog, look, it is such a 50-50. Like, you know what I mean? It's either going to work in your favor or it's going to blow up in your face. Like, one or the other. It just so happens that when there are rules and implications set in and you try to use the race card, it doesn't really work that well. It's 9 times out of 10 going to blow up in your face. 9 times out of 10. Now, granted, I'm not saying don't use the race card. There's a time and a place for it. But after you're already in the wrong, definitely not the time to pull the
Yeah.
trigger.
Yeah.
Definitely not the time to
And both of these situations are similar because they're both wrong. Like it's so stupid. I think it's stupid, and I hate when like black people do that shit because like you already have it fucking bad enough as it is, just being that way in the first place, like just fucking hostile.
think about
You know what I
this is,
mean?
like, it's
And
not-
then you're gonna be hostile for being wrong? No,
Yeah.
you just look more like an Unga ape, dog. It's so stupid.
Oh, gee.
I didn't say anything. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, I
That's all
understand
good.
that, but like the thing is, like, it's not even just like a black thing, because like, yeah, granted, African Americans definitely pull the race card more than others.
Oh yeah,
it's really close. You know what I mean? It's right next to the American Express. You're probably gonna pull it, but there are definitely other people that try to use it as well and try to make things that aren't necessarily in their favor seem about race when it's not. My thing is, when you have events where there are people of the same color that are attending it that do not feel slighted against, then it's not racism. I'm pretty sure there were other people at your lift that were caramel colored. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there are people that of African descent that were going to Michigan Masters. So just because you feel slighted against or you feel like you're not getting your point across or your way doesn't mean that it's racism. It's probably an internal conflict. You need to check yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
probably just you.
All right, so we ready for these?
Oh, you found them? Go ahead.
I found a rack of them.
All right.
Kyle, do you want these videos of all caps making these threats?
He made videos?
Yes.
Hold on, like legitimate
All right,
threats.
I got a question now.
I got this. Oh, here you go.
Does All Caps rap? Is he a rapper?
No, he works at a bank.
Well, I'm not saying this is occupation.
I
but
don't
does
think he's a rapper.
He does do it on the side because like rappers self-snitch all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Why are you making...
he didn't post them like publicly.
Okay.
He sent them to Jay or Mr.
Are you kidding?
Ushut.
Oh my god, that's OD. That's OD, yo.
Yeah, so I linked it to y'all in the Discord. But yeah, it's 2 videos. And they're both like 2 minutes long.
Oh man.
But it's all the same video, it's just cut up. But
SOD.
yeah, so Jay's like, first tweet, there's been a recent swell of accusations headed by Chris, all caps, Carey, that Michigan Masters barring select Michigan FGC members from attending was racially motivated. This is false. Carey is not welcome at the event specifically for the following threatening video. Video part 1 and 2. Carey threatens direct violence to multiple community members and events. All individuals not welcome at Michigan Masters were barred for overt public threats of violence to event staff, attendees, and groups. Michigan Masters dedicated to making our tournament event is safe. Then you have Mr. Young James MK come in. When I see shit like this, I am reminded why Uncle Cap said what he said. Typical. Blame the black man for fake theft and act like
he's had fuel. Like,
I don't know why he's so black. Goodness. Even your actions come with reactions. Hashtag boycott this shit.
What?
Hold on, there's more. Oh my god. Woo, my goodness.
This is up there with the Gucci band, man.
That was funny though. Yeah, blame a black man for reacting to you guys planning to call L Train, Ice Cold Killer, Baj, and Uncle Caps thieves. Just admit, in quotations, they too black for inbred white racists. It ain't LGBT versus black, it's assholes versus the real world. GTFO, hashtag boycott Midwest Master Special if you black. Oh my goodness. There's like another 3 of these. They're really good.
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all.
This shit's so soft. Oh my fucking god.
People gonna go to the event anyway.
It's so soft.
He's honestly just adding fuel to the fire.
Oh, it's really wild. There's something else.
Shit.
This is OD. Was he even there last year?
Who? All caps?
Yeah.
No.
So
definitely not.
What's the point? What's the point?
He's all sick about it, but Yeah, I don't know, man. It was wild to begin with.
Yeah, so what's the point in all this? Like,
Hmm.
what's the end game? What did he hope to accomplish from this? Outside of like notoriety, I guess. People know all caps though. I don't get it.
Whoa, my man said,
Honestly, this just seemed like how he would act, and he didn't say anything out of pocket.
all caps voice in all caps. I never come off as threatening. I have fun and get hype and talk shit.
Okay.
I only turn into a complete N-word when I'm threatened or being slandered by false accusations. Then the next tweet says, I say that to say you can play the nice guy all you want, Mr. You Suck, and have the anime community support you all day, but you know like I know, if them screenshots from the Discord group came out, people not gonna like what they see.
Well, we got secret tech.
Dude, people for like the
I want to
last
know.
like
I want to
3
see it. I want to
days.
see it now.
What was that? The 11th? Let's say the 13th. Yeah, for 2 days have been like, all right, release them.
Right. Leak it.
You know what I'm hearing right now?
Oh.
That's all I'm hearing. Sleeping.
Yeah,
Crazy.
time to
I am
joints.
actually crazy.
I'm trying to see him.
What is going on?
I'm just trying to see him, yo. Like,
Now I'm not saying that, there might have been something that sparked this whole thing. I don't know. I'm not part of the Michigan scene. I don't know what they do or what they get down with. I don't care. But my man's is like losing his mind over being banned. You weren't even gonna go.
Yeah, that's my thing. If the dude wasn't showing up to the events anyway, I don't understand what the point in all this is. Outside of, like, riling people up. If anything, I feel like this is gonna cause people to go to the event. Like, it's one of those things where it's like any type of publicity is good publicity, whether it's negative or positive. You're still getting views.
I'm trying to see.
At this point, I feel like because Michigan Masters already has a good reputation behind it anyway, this drama is doing nothing but making people want to go to Michigan Masters. So, I don't know. Do you think this is an internal plight? Like, do you think the dude Jay orchestrated this just to get views?
Hell no.
You feel like there's a master plan behind this?
Oh,
That'd be crazy.
That's some Inception shit. I respect that if you're really doing that. I doubt it, but if he's really doing that, that's a really fucking.
he said a
smart.
plot within a plot. God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
That's actually so strong.
Yeah, that's like I'm telling you.
So strong. Maybe I'm gonna have to start doing that with the DMV
Yeah,
scene.
you're gonna have to just start.
I might. I'm gonna tell him that you called me white
Okay.
or something interesting.
Isn't that what that Mortal Kombat player's doing though?
Yeah, Mr. James Fank.
Nah, not James Fink. The dude from our scene, from the DMV, yo.
Oh, big homie Emperor Outworld.
Yeah,
my lord.
Isn't that what he's doing? Any type of publicity is publicity.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I
dude's
mean?
crazy though.
Yeah, he's probably wild.
This dude, this chick Sharpie almost lost her mind with this dude. That was so funny.
This is like he was like there in person, or this is like over the internet.
Like both.
Oh my god.
My man said, "Say better bow down, or you're gonna end up in my sex chains."
That's insane. All right.
I saw her on Thursday.
Yikes.
The weekly before the monthly, and someone was like, "Oh, so what's up with them sex change?" She said, "I'm gonna beat his ass." I was like, "Whoa,
Yo."
I'm like, Jesus.
We got.
So it sounds like you're about to get banned from Xanadu.
Too much wild sexual activities going on in the country to be referenced as sex change. That dude is wild. That is wild, yo. So anyway, outside of us thinking that the entire situation is pretty stupid, do we have any comments on the Michigan Master shit going on with all caps? The types in all caps?
No, I'm trying to get past this soft shit.
Yeah, don't make threats and then get sick when you get banned.
Mad soft.
It honestly is, and I hate to say it because all caps been around for quite a while.
Yeah, he's the homie.
He's like getting sick about an event that's most likely not happening next year.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I
don't know. That's crazy.
But shout out to Michigan Masters, yo. Dope ass tournament from what I've heard. Like I said, I've never personally attended there, but I know they do the arcade cabinets and such, and I've heard nothing but good things about the event. So that's next month.
Yeah, give them a look. I'll be there.
I want to check that out. You know. All right. Okay. So check this out, yo. Yesterday, I noticed this. They actually released a video for the 2019 Tekken World Tour, where they announced some of the events that were on the tour from the previous year, and they've got new events that are for this year. This will mark one of the first times there's been a Tekken World Tour or a tour for Tekken in general where Final Round isn't a destination. Final Round's this weekend, but the Tekken World Tour doesn't start until you're laughing. You're laughing.
That's how it goes, man.
All right, continue.
The Tekken World Tour gets started with I believe the tournament's called the Mix Up or something like that in April. I think it's like April 20th. So the tour kicks off in the 20th. Final Round was known as the tournament for Tekken, like back in the day. Back in like 08, 09, 2010, it was the mecca of Tekken. Not to say that it's not now. There are a lot of really good players that come from Atlanta. Like that scene is really strong down there, and a lot of people travel down there to play Tekken. It was a Tekken-driven event, but it's not on the tour. And another thing that they were making a point of with the trailer was the prize pool. So like they said it was over, I think it was $195,000 worth of prizes. So I think what they're doing this time around is following the CPT kind of guideline, because I don't know about you guys. If you guys really paid attention to the Tekken World Tour last year, it was a shit show.
Yeah, it was ass.
It was a shit show to the point where a lot of the like top players from Korea were saying that they don't even understand if it would be worth it to compete in the Tekken World Tour this year. Because as we know, the Bear player, the Kuma Panda player that won the Tekken World Tour for last year, left that event. This is the entire World Tour. Won the entire World Tour. He left that event with a little under 7,000, I believe, for winning that. When there have been majors like this year that aren't even a part of the tour that have had bigger prize pools, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of stupid. We can all agree on that.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta factor in, right? So you're going to these multiple events to get points to qualify for this finale, and that costs money too. So if you factor in the travel, hotel stay, tournament, registering and such and all that, I'm pretty sure the dude that won spent well over 7,000. So you're not even breaking even at this point. You're in the negative.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a shit show, but I guess Namco's trying to make it better this year by increasing the prize pool. But what people don't understand is, right, so when they first started doing the CPT, right, they were like $250,000. That's like all they really said. They didn't really specify it, but that money gets broken up through all the CPT events. So they're like pop bonuses for like each of them. So the only real way to have like a huge come up is to either win the Capcom Pro Tour, win that main event, because I believe that one give you a lump sum of I think 25. I think it was 25,000 for winning Capcom Pro Tour.
It's not bad.
Which is it's a pretty decent chunk of change, but like you got to also factor in, like I said before, travel, how many events you went to, and all that stuff, and do the math, and you're gonna find a line in between there. But 25 is pretty decent. I can respect that for tournament payout. But unless you're consistently winning and making those bonuses on each of them, you're not really like it's kind of a sham to say that. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, over a half a million. Like, let's say there were $500,000 in it. If you're breaking that up between events, it's not as much as it seems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like there's like freaking league tournaments and shit where it's $1 million for the tournament. It's not broken up like that. You win that event, you're making, you know what I mean? You're a millionaire. Well,
making that milli.
Because you got to split it amongst your teammates. But like, you know what I mean? It's not broken up over the course of a series like that one tournament. You're making that bank. You're making that bag. Granted, I understand. You know what I mean? We're newbies to the esports community. FGC, we're baby over here. We're learning and all that, but we don't have the bag that these other companies and stuff do. But at the same time, you can't get mad at these other companies and these other genres of gamers that play competitively laughing at us because of shit like this. Like, you know what I mean? Where these companies are kind of trying to cut corners. Now, granted, I'm a peasant. I got an ordinary job like the rest of us. I can't tell Capcom how to allocate their assets. You know what I mean? They're going to do what they want to do, regardless. But this is where it stems from. So Tekken World Tour this time, it seems on the outside looking that they've raised the prize pool, but we'll only know through the application over the course of the year. I mean, I know you guys don't play Tekken. Is anybody excited for the Tekken World Tour?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Not really.
I didn't think so. I think it's cool. Like, I respect any company that does that, but one thing about the FGC, and it's not just a certain game in FGC, so it's not just the CPT, it's not just the Tekken World Tour or Arc Revo Tour. There's definitely a better way to go about what they're doing, but it's like a work in progress, but the progress and the work has been going on for like the better half of like 5 years now. So it's like how much more time do people gotta wait for it to be like an acceptable product? I don't know.
It's just gonna hurt the community overall, and it really sucks that even final round isn't a part of the destination anymore. Like overall, since that was the premier event.
It's like the Tekken event.
Yeah, it's gone now. So what does that say for the community? You know,
That Tekken's cheeks. I don't know.
Yikes.
But you
hot take question mark.
Oh man,
that's
he
the hottest.
Change my mind. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know about that.
We just need to let everything flush out over time.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure that the Koreans and other foreign players will still probably travel to play in the Tekken World Tour.
Oh, definitely.
Namco, man, you made bank this year, bro. You had Soul Calibur, or 2018. You had Soul Calibur, bro. You had Tekken 7 with its DLC. So you had, Season Pass and all that. And you had Dragon Ball.
That was,
what I mean? There's no reason. There is no reason that the payout for that tournament was $7,000. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You gotta do a little better.
Had to run it back.
You gotta do a little better than that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's like how we were talking about with like TOs and like tournaments before. If you're looking at it, and at the end of the day, the interest isn't on the player, that's greed. That's greed. Like, come on, man. I can't tell Namco how to allocate the resources, just like I said with Capcom. But at the same time, it's like, come on, there's right and wrong, man. There's right and wrong. You made bank.
And they definitely know fucking wrong.
You made bank. I don't even want to imagine how many people bought Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, like that is something I do not want to know. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even want to know. I wonder how many people are kicking themselves in the head for that purchase now.
Probably a lot. Probably a lot.
Shout out to Dragon Ball Fighters, though. You know we love you guys. Oh, in there.
Speak for yourself.
I guess.
Y'all the homies. You know. Oh, man. So, yeah, that was a little segment there. I just wondered if anybody else saw it other than me. Like, I just happened to be going through the TL and I saw the, there was like, oh, Tekken World Tour video. It's like, ha. And the only thing that's, that like, the main thing that stood out for me, because they put it like in bold and parentheses and such, was the prize pool. They were like, yeah, this is the money. So I was like, okay, I guess they're trying to make it better, but at the same time, it's not better. I don't know. Does Tekken have a bigger or smaller community than Street Fighter? What were the numbers?
Damn, that is a great question.
Yeah, can somebody pull the numbers for me? Because I want to say Tekken was bigger. I want to say Tekken was bigger than Street Fighter.
Last year, right?
Please, yes.
Got you.
Somebody pull the figures.
Let's see. If I was to guess, though,
use Evo. See the
yeah, Evo. Nick, if you can get it before me, let me know.
I'm putting my faith in you.
Evo 2018. Smash GG. Here it is. I think. Hold on. Oh, it's definitely Street Fighter. Street Fighter has slightly more.
How much?
Checking the numbers now. Holy shit. About a K more.
Okay, that answers my question. All right, because I was about to say like if Tekken had more support than Street Fighter did, there is no reason why Street Fighter is putting more money in their shit than them. So I guess it's somewhat impressive that they're putting as much as they are into it, but at the same time, I don't know, man. Y'all may bank. Do right by your fans. Do right by them. Like you have to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You
That's
have to,
actually
man.
nuts.
Do right by them. Cause your fans can turn on you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man.
Oh, some Walking Dead shit.
We could be done. You know what I mean? We could go play something else. You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at everybody playing Eunice. They turned on them the fast way.
I don't even want to talk about that.
They turned on their communities. They was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. We about to play a game that's supposed to be fun. Oh,
don't
man.
even want to talk about that.
R.I.P. Eunice.
Yeah, we already talked about that shit last week. So we gonna Eunice is on a cooldown right now.
Super cooldown. Just gonna piss me off thinking about it.
Any other topics? Anybody?
Not that I have on me.
All right.
Nothing I can think of.
All right. So the next thing I had on my list was what are you guys' opinions on online tournaments?
I don't pay any attention to them, so.
I think they're good for good server games, if that makes sense. Because like terrible ones are, they're good. That really
You're gonna have to explain.
All right, so let's say you got Street Fighter V, which has done multiple online tournaments, and they run pretty well. Besides like some little hiccups I've seen on Twitter and blowups and shit, right?
Okay.
But like games that literally cannot handle the stress of competitive like foundations, you know, I don't think they should be ran at all.
Even if they're free?
If they're free, that's fine. But if you're putting a prize pool in it and you're putting money to like host this tournament with like commentators in the whole 9 yards, like kind of like how the Street Fighter tournaments were,
okay,
I don't think it's really worth it.
And the reason why I came up with that point or that question for the topic was there are a lot of online tournament, like I guess you could call them leagues or whatever, or weeklies or whatever, that take place and go on. I know, especially for like the anime community, you got like Anti-Clash and so on and so forth, but they're like weekly to monthly tournaments that take place
just online
on a net play standpoint.
Yeesh.
Everybody knows my stance on net play. I hate them. I hate net play, like period, with a passion. Because I feel like when I play net play, I'm fighting against not just my opponent. I'm fighting against the elements. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
That's my thing. But what these people do is they host these events, right? Where they're free. They'll sometimes have a prize. So sometimes there's prize money or an actual prize in question. And they have people join them, and they play them, and I guess it's successful. There are a lot of people that really enjoy these online tournaments. The argument between offline and net play is an argument that will go on to the dawn of time. Like that's something that's never gonna stop, because there are people that are gonna tell you that offline play is 100% always better than net play, and then there's people that are gonna tell you that net play isn't as bad as people make it out and seem to be.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's not. My stance on that is I shouldn't have to get used to something to be competitive in it. People are like, yeah, you just need to play net play more. You got to get used to it. That doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
Why should I have to get used to it? But from a tournament standpoint, if for the foreseeable future, right? Let's say, because Capcom is probably, from fighting game standpoint, the most successful company to do an online tournament, like an actual tournament, not just like an evening bracket, like an actual tournament for a region. If that is what we are moving to as a community, would you guys support that? Like, or would you have an issue with that?
I'd support it. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, just like how we were talking about earlier, it's very expensive to go to these majors, right? So if your game legitimately has like a decent netcode and can be played online and not fighting the elements, you feel like you're just playing, then go for it. I feel like it helps. It helps the community grow stronger. Like the online section that actually got invited out to DC for the Red Bull tournament. You know, that was pretty cool. You know, you win a qualifier online, you get to actually go to a tournament and they'll pay for it. That's really cool because not everybody can travel
Right.
for X and Y reason, you know?
Yeah. My thing with it is I think that how I was saying before, from an exposure standpoint for those undercard players that you don't get to see all the time, net play tournaments are honestly their realm. Like that is where they would thrive. You know, you'll see these people and stuff. So if from a community standpoint we take a precedence to online tournaments and we move towards those and making them better and so on and so forth, it gives those people a platform because now you don't have to travel. You know, do you feel like you could respect an online tournament to the same degree that you would a major? Like if I'm gonna put, yeah, that see that's what I'm kind of getting at. You know what I mean? So it's like
That's the
if
real
if
question.
we had a if we had an online tournament and you have, I don't know, let's say for instance, you know, CEO, do you ever feel like an online tournament could be put on the same pedestal as that event?
Hell no.
Why do you say that?
It's completely different.
Why?
It's completely different. I
Why?
feel like the in-person aspect actually has a mind game to it, right? Online, it can be whatever, right? I feel like actually seeing your opponent in person, you know, doing the whole fist bump, handshake, whatever you want to do before the match, actually being on stage, on stream, it tournament jitters, everything is taken out when you're playing online. It's just like you're in your house, your rules, your everything. Everything's set up the way you want it to be. You're in your chair, you know, nobody's around you. It's totally different. It's completely different. And I don't think I could respect it the same because you don't have any of those elements behind you. And it's just two completely different environments, you know? It's like homeschool versus public school. I'll put it that way. That's the
What?
best comparison I can give you.
So which one's homeschool?
You know which one homeschool
I
is.
don't. You need to clarify. I wouldn't imagine that
Going to events.
going to events is homeschool. Okay. So public
All
school.
right, I'm done with Nick. He's
I mean,
actually banned for the
I mean,
night.
it might as well be now. And who like? All right. So if I give you 20 players right now, dog, I'm guarantee you 18 of the 20 net play. That's what it is. Like everybody net plays.
I mean, you see it when you talk to people and they're like, "Oh man, I think I've ran into you on NetPlay before," and I'm
I've
like,
definitely
"Bro,
had that.
I have not touched NetPlay in like a year and a half," and they're like, "No, there's no way. You're just too good. You have to play NetPlay." I'm like, "No, dude, I can't stand it."
It's a 50-50 street because there are people that like legitimately thrive and get really good on net play, and there's people that thrive and do really good offline as well. Like my like testament to that is like how you developed as a player through offline play, but at the same time, the other side of that coin was like Hassan, like Higatachi. Dude is
our
yeah,
true
yeah
Lord and
dude
Savior.
is like a net lord, but he's good. He's solid. He can play offline. He can play online. Like both. You
Everything,
know.
yeah.
I feel like whether we like it or not, within the course of the next 5 to 6 years, there's gonna be a big push for some type of major online tournament, like event, like huge. Trust me, it's
How big
coming.
we talking?
To the point where it'd be like a major. And the thing is, it's like I feel like nobody's been fully able to iron out all the details to do it because Alex Valle tried. Like if you remember, for a little bit, Wednesday Night Fights was a net play tournament. Like when they lost their venue for like a good like half a year, it was like 6 months. It was a net play tournament. So it's not something that's foreign that hasn't been tried before. It's just it needs to be executed the right way. And they had legitimate prizes too, man. I think like the winner of the season, because he did seasons for it. Winner of the season got a fly out trip to NCR or whatever, or SCR.
I do remember like qualifiers like that.
Yeah, he ran a legitimate online tournament. A legitimate online tournament. I don't know. Me personally, do I feel like an online tournament will be held in the same regard and caliber as a major tournament? I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't have an opinion on it because it depends on how the community takes it. If the community supports it, it will be. You know what I mean? You got to think about that. Like I just said a second ago, 18 out of 20 people more than likely net play. So if those 18 people support the idea of it, that shit's gonna happen. Like it's going to happen, you know. And it's a whether you like it or not type of situation and scenario, because if you like it, then you can be a part of it. You can join the event. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, then you don't have to compete in it. Like it's fine. You know what I mean? You have a choice in that. But what I think the format following forward for those TOs and operators that want to do online tournaments like that is, it will be probably free. It would definitely probably be free.
It should be. I think it should be, because it's a service. Honestly, even if you had to buy into the bracket, I'm fine with that. But there shouldn't be anything else besides that. Because I think a buy-in would be fine.
Right. Because my thing is, yeah, there definitely shouldn't be a fee to join the tournament itself, because there's no venue. Like
exactly,
you're literally trying to like have a clause or charge a tax over somebody else's resources. You don't own the servers.
You don't. But to buy into the bracket for the actual prize pot, I can 100% see. And that way the money goes to them, and then they can dish it out electronically afterwards, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
but if that's the way we're moving, then so be it. I'm fine with it.
I think the only positive thing to online tournaments is the immediate payout.
Right.
So if you win, straight to that bank account. You win let's you know what? Let's say you win final round.
Okay.
What's Shin gonna do? Hey man, I'm gonna get y'all paid. 6 months goes by.
He ain't the only one.
Hey,
there's a lot of tournaments guilty.
I'm just using that as an example, right. But it is definitely a big problem right now with motherfuckers getting paid on a reasonable time frame. Because they'll just be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get you paid." A year and a half goes by. Hey man, sorry, I haven't been able to scrape the funds together, but I got you in the book. I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I think that's the only positive.
I've never competed in an online tournament before. Like a lot of times they do the payouts. They do it through what, PayPal or anything like that?
Yeah.
Did they take a cut out of that?
Yes.
I don't know.
You already know how PayPal does.
I think, but PayPal is a certain dollar increment, though. I think if you go over a certain increment, they take fees out.
And if they get past that point, they would automatically take fees out, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. So I think they would try to do it another way. Maybe they might cut you a check. Maybe it might not be electronic. Maybe they might do Square Cash. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe they might do their own money on top of the fee to actually get you your money from the payout.
Well, Facebook payment.
Well, let me say this, right? If you knew all the rules going ahead of time, going into an online tournament, you knew you're going to have to deal with the possibility of there being lag or anything like that. If they put everything out in front, like they're not secretive about it, like they're like, this is what it is. It is what it is, right? Do you feel like it'd be fine for people to pay to get into these tournaments? Or do you still feel like it's something that has to be free? Because my thing is, as long as people aren't getting bamboozled, you know what I mean? And if you go into something, signing something where you're like, yeah, I know what I'm getting myself into, I feel like it's not a boy cry wolf type of story at that point.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's really tough.
I feel like that's why it's a good segment, in my opinion. I really want to talk about it.
Like moving forward, I can see why this can work, right? I understand. You play online, you don't have to pay for a venue. It's great. It's great for the TOs themselves, especially if they're getting what they want out of it. But what are they really getting out of it besides just like ad revenue and like Twitch? If they're moving towards like Twitch subs and advertised revenue and all that, and trying to make a big event online by itself, they can do that with like cool layouts, like ESL. They're one of the main culprits of that. They have online tournaments all the time because CSGO is really good online. League of Legends really good online. Like these game servers are great, but when it comes to fighting games, you can do the same things, but it just won't be the same. I don't know. I just feel like all of the things that we're so used to is it's just already ingrained in our brains. So moving forward, we just have to get used to something else. So I can see it working either way. Like it's literally just rearranging how we already do things.
With the online tournament, doing it that way, you're kind of cutting the middleman out, right? So it's like how I was talking about before with these events. It's really hard to see who is benefiting from it. If it's like, okay, this is aimed towards the TO is benefiting the most from this. The casual viewer is benefiting the most from this. The spectators are benefiting the most from this. When you do a net play tournament, the person that's benefiting the most is the competitors every time. Like if it's free, like you know what I mean. As a tournament organizer, you're doing nothing but work at that point. You're not gaining anything.
All right. Well, for you already know we've seen like shit where we see all these people getting paid for X, Y, and Z reason. Now, that being said, they could do the Twitch advertising way where they're getting money based off of whatever games being played. Like let's say Grand Blue comes out and they're before the game comes out, they announce a Grand Blue online tournament. Yeah. And they announce it way beforehand, but the actual seller of the game, the makers of the game are saying, hey, advertise the game this way.
But the thing about that is that's just a gimme anyway. Like, you know what I mean? So they're getting a kickback from the developer to promote the tournament in the first place, but at the same time, it's like that doesn't affect us as players. We have nothing to gain from that. Or we have nothing but stuff to gain. But the thing is, like that same thing is done in tournaments where you're still paying them to go to the event. So they're getting 2 kickbacks, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? So like I'm fine with that. If a tournament organizer gets a kickback from a company because they were like, yo, real talk, we got this new fighting game coming out. We really would like to see it promoted and we want to see it do well and all that stuff because you run this online tournament for us. It's free.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm totally fine with that. You know what I mean? They're getting compensated for their work. You know what I mean? But there are people out there that throw online tournaments that don't even get compensated for it and do it anyway just for, the love of the community. Like
which is cool. Which is cool.
Like as crappy as it sounds, having to deal with like lag and input issues and errors and user error. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong with the online tournament. Don't get me wrong. Connections and all that is not perfect. Honestly, as a community, we have a lot to gain from it. Like as dumb as it sounds, there's a lot of good things that could come of it. Like a lot of good things. Everybody benefits. Everybody benefits from
it. It's just taking the old out of the there's for real this time.
There's literally like looking at it, there's literally no downside. If you already know what you're getting yourself into. So it's like if you don't want to deal with that, you don't have to compete. I mean, it's free. And it's like you can also use that as an excuse anyway. It's like if I do lose because of that, it's free. I'm not losing. You know what I mean? Like there's no gray area. Like, it's crazy.
I think moving forward there should be a prerequisite like sending in with your registration your actual up and down for your internet.
What's it called? That's what Vaya did.
I would highly recommend. Yeah. And there has to be a minimum. There has to be a fucking minimum.
When he did Wednesday night fights online, because it was coast to coast. Like he let the whole thing go out. It wasn't just West Coast. Everybody could compete in it. I believe you had to send them a picture of your up and down. Because you like talk to them through email or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's set on the tournament organizer itself. Like, honestly, if it's free and all that, and they're in the guidelines, and they tell you, like, look, we ain't even going to check connections. It's whatever. It's Gucci. You know what I mean? There's a chance you could get somebody that has freaking DSL or, like, dial-up. There's a chance it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So there has to be, like, a set standard of internet that needs to be set beforehand. That way everybody's on the same playing field. And even if there's lag, it's probably not going to be as bad as somebody who doesn't get checked at all.
Even if it's free, we have to have that standard.
I think so.
I agree. I think so as well.
Y'all are crazy. I don't agree.
I'm not gonna.
It's not hard. So you go into your PlayStation.
It's not.
Take a picture of your up and down and then send it.
Well, yeah, I understand that and all that, but my thing is like you get what you pay for type of thing. You know what I mean? It's free.
I mean, I don't want to spend my hard-earned time.
Yeah. Time is very important.
Playing freaking Omega Ken on a 1-bar connection.
That sounds like ass.
Freaking 90 frame lag. I freaking hit fears and this dude teleports 60 times across the screen. I'm good. I don't want to do that. That's a huge waste of my time.
Nick was watching what I had to go through today with some
That shit was
people's
crazy.
connections and the servers. It
Yeah.
was bad. And if I had to play a tournament like that, I'd be pissed. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. I want pictures. I want everything. I want everything.
All
Even
right,
if it's free.
So that being said, let's say that you get all that and it's still bad. You still
Then
be mad about that L?
then it's just like every other event I've went to that was bad. I just don't go anymore. I don't support it. Like I don't have to support online tournaments just because that's the standard now. You know, I don't have to play in them, like you said.
Yeah.
So honestly, for the people that don't want to move forward and don't want to initiate into this new standard, then don't. It you know they have a choice. You know, we're humans. We have a fucking choice.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Something's gonna come out. Like I don't know how soon it's gonna be, but I'm saying within the next 5 years. Don't be surprised if like we'll have, for instance, you'll have, because I mean Capcom Pro Tour is already kind of doing it. Like it's not kind of crazy because they do it by region. They have North American online qualifiers and all that. Like they do that shit. They have it segregated by regions. But don't be surprised if there's a tournament chain that has their main event. Like there'll be like CEO Taku, CEO Dreamland, whatever, right? But then, like in between those events, that downtime, like 3-4 month span, there's CEO online qualifiers and shit where people are playing in these online events.
That's
like,
fine.
Either gathering points that'll go towards like I don't know a potential prize to send them to these events or anything like that. Like, don't be surprised if that becomes the norm. I'm saying because like right now we have a lot of events. There are a lot of tournaments to take place, but there's a lot of gray area too. Like there are a lot of weekends where something isn't going on outside of like possibly locals and stuff like that. That market share is open for these events and they see that. So don't be surprised if it becomes a thing.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
It's coming, man. I'm telling you.
I'm actually fine with that. As long as it's running a certain standard, and if it's bad, don't support it. Honestly, I'm down to just see it happen, to see people try and move forward, and that's very innovative. I will say that.
So what you think? What you think is better? Who got the better players, the net players or the offline?
I think they do a tournament like that before.
Oh Lord,
I have no clue.
What are we defining as better?
I'm honestly just trying to start shit.
I mean, if you want better at being a nut, I guess online.
I feel like they're offline players. They're nutty though.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say that they weren't. I'm just saying they're better at being a nut.
Why?
They're conditioned to be a nut.
Why?
Because they got
net play.
Yeah. Because they gotta fight the legs. They say, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm about to just do some crazy shit right here.
That is very true.
That's crazy, man. That's a stereotype.
That's how maybe.
That's a stereotype. That's legit a stereotype.
So you pull out the net play card.
Yeah,
card.
Yeah, he said he
goes. My man's like literally what you're telling me right now is you'll play somebody, you knock them down, and they wake up DP every time. You're like, oh, you gotta be a nut player. Like that's what you're thinking. That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Definitely.
Some people are just wild. That's
I don't know, man. I just got the eye.
You can tell.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like the eye of the tiger, but it's like the eye of net play.
Oh, all right.
You gotta learn quick.
That's crazy, yo. All right. I guess we'll go into the weekend rollout. This weekend we got the 16th to the 18th. Only thing I really know popping this weekend is final round. People have already started traveling out there.
I see. That's crazy.
Will any of you gentlemen be partaking in final round as far as viewership or?
I thought you were gonna say, "Am I going?"
Nah. No. I kind of feel like you already know the answer to that one.
We'll definitely watch for sure.
I mean, I'll watch for a bit. I'm not overly interested. Not really anything I want to watch.
I'll be real with you guys. I forgot that shit was this weekend.
True.
I only remembered because Greg posted a picture and he's like, "On my way to ATL." I was like, "What are you doing at ATL?"
You know what he's doing at ATL.
Boy.
I'm not even answering that.
Boy. Yeah, shout out Sean Ranklin.
You know.
Is that dude still in here?
He's talking about.
Oh, no, he's not. That sucks. I like that guy. Boy, I just started reading the chat from the
Yeah, don't read that.
Yeah, that's great. My man says shout out Sean Ranklin.
Oh, okay, that's the part you're talking about.
I actually know who he's talking about. That's crazy.
Well, well, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the only thing on the menu is Final Round. As far as media and entertainment, I don't think there are any big films coming out this weekend. I think we're good on that. Movie season is kind of weird now. P1 is always kind of trash.
Like, it's always bad. Like yeah. I noticed that there's always throwaways at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, P1's really bad for movies. Like really bad for movies. And a lot of times the TV shows are on break right now, and they come back for the spring, like after spring and shit. That's something that's big. Spring break. A lot of schools are gonna be out within the next month. So for all you study heads out there, shout outs to the study heads, the study buddies. You know what I mean? Shout outs to you guys. You're all gonna have free time, I guess.
That's me. One more exam today, and I'm done.
I don't know. Great for them.
One more exam, boys.
Nah, you got 2 more exams.
Stop. I'd actually shoot myself.
You gonna open that email up there and be like, boy.
I'm gonna need you to come back in.
They're gonna slide you that test, bro.
It's gonna be this. They're gonna be like, boy.
Slide the test. Slide to the test. All right. We got about 3 minutes of show left. Somebody entertain me.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
So on a side note, all right, we need that Note 8. I mean that Note 8, Note 10.
I'm like, I have a Note 8. You have a Note 8. What are you talking about?
I got a
Note 10,
9.
Note 10, Note 10, Note 10.
When are we getting the flip fold phone?
I just like the Galaxy Fold.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Galaxy Fold, but I want it to be
April 16th. I believe is the date for the Galaxy Fold.
Just needs a pen, man. That's all it needs. April.
Are you checking the date?
April 19th, I think. Yeah, April 19th for Galaxy Fold. It's only on certain carriers too.
Is it for Sprint?
That I don't know. I know.
Get off of Sprint.
I know Verizon and AT&T is a staple. Like they're gonna get the Fold, but I don't know about Sprint or these other carriers. I'm not sure of that. I don't know, man. They've already got a patent now for the Galaxy Fold 2 and 3, so if you're one of those people out there that was looking forward to it, I'd suggest waiting. I'd really suggest waiting, because you're gonna be pissed when you spend $2,000 on this phone, and then 7 months later the 2 comes out and that shit's $900.
Jesus.
With more features. But at the same time, if you got the money, yo, I'm gonna need you jackasses to buy the Fold. That way that, us commoners, once the technology gets more common, it makes it better for us. They don't quit the idea. That would be a sore pain, yo. Like, a sore pain for people to just not pick the phone up. Like, how blunt do you think Samsung would be if nobody bought a Fold?
They just boycott that joint.
They'd have like a warehouse full of these joints and nobody bought none of them. Yo.
So like ET.
Yeah, do you think they would give them away?
Yeah, they did that. No, they probably buried them next to ET.
Now they're just gonna do what they did with
Oh man.
What's that game that like everyone shit on?
E.T. Man.
No, not E.T.
E.T. exists, man. There's a landful of them shits out there.
And they're being sold. They're on eBay. You can buy them.
E.T. was fun as fuck, man. Y'all know what y'all talking about.
That game was garbage. But anyways,
it was right up there with Superman 64.
That game is actually kind of good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to play.
That shit's godlike. Yeah.
I mean, EJ, if you want the real tech, you have to change the resolution so the game actually loads at a playable speed.
Nah, you gotta speed run it.
That's actually
That's
crazy.
what you do. You turn it down to like friggin' 240p size, friggin' small as shit, and then the game actually runs at almost 60 frames.
That shit sounds like a fucking nightmare, dog. Like speed
Hey
running
man,
that game.
I'll send you the speed the world record speed run for it, EJ.
Well, I mean, there are people that speed run the Sub-Zero game, so I'm pretty sure.
Mythologies?
Yeah, Superman 64. I guess it's done. It's doable, probably. I don't know.
Bro, Mythologies is terrible.
That game is pretty bad.
Hey man, I don't make the rules out here.
Shout outs to the mythology heads out there. Speed running that jump.
If you are, I'm sorry. Play a better game.
That's fucked up. That's I'm sure there are people that enjoy that game.
That game is legitimately AIDS, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Toxic.
All right, closing remarks. Anybody? Anything?
Nothing.
Mine out there. Devil May Cry has shitty camera angles. Capcom, fix your game.
Oh man. Shout out. I got a closing remark. Shout outs to Flux for almost losing to Makava. That was godlike. That was great.
You talking about it the monthly?
He was getting so tight.
Was that? Hold on. Was that even top 8? Was that like pools?
No, that was
it was like bracket.
Like pools,
bracket. That's what I'm saying, dog. I'm telling you, all the blow ups happen in pools, man.
He almost lost to Verkava, bro.
I will say after that when he was, I think he made second. But
monthly?
Second or third.
Yeah. He got fourth.
Oh really?
Yeah, I saw the.
Oh, that's
four,
crazy.
fuck.
He was playing that white dude from Philly.
Which one?
The not one wearing the freaking pajama pants.
That's
Boom.
Yeah, he won the tournament.
Yeah, not that guy, but he's playing the other white dude. I don't know. But he was playing him, and this dude is just like annihilating him. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, sorry, Flux. Like, what happened, bro?
Hey,
and my man's is mid combo, puts the stick on the table, and is like smashing the DP button.
Yikes.
And I am like, yes. I'm like, this is actual like comedy gold.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, yo. BB Tag is literally the epitome of it be that way sometimes. Like that's the game. It's the it be that way sometimes game. Like
True.
honestly, I'm telling you, man. That's just chaos. That's just chaos incarnate.
CVS 2.
Why do you think so many people are playing Eunice, dog? They don't want to deal with that shit no more. They're like, oh fuck, we can play these characters in another game and not have to deal with this? Okay.
No, that's just because they're nut huggers. But
sign me up, fam. Nah, there are people like, all right, so like this, what you're seeing now is like the ripple effect, dog. The asteroid already hit the Earth for Eunice, bro. Like right after, listen, nah, for real. When BB Tag came out, like a month after BB Tag came out, like it actually kind of started there. Like people were like jumping on to Eunice. Like it was kind of picking up some steam and some gas. It just so happened that like freaking Evo announcing it as a main game put like more surge into like the backspin of the asteroid and caused that shit to go even further. Like it's like insane now.
Drilling through the fucking earth.
That shit is literally that shit is literally the meteors in the Zelda game with the face, yo.
That was the Evo announcement?
Yeah, that jump with the face, man. It turned around, it was Wizard's face on a big ass rock and shit.
That's actually an ugly ass rock.
It's a pretty ugly rock.
Shout outs to Dunk Hunt.
That's right.
Dunk. That was godlike.
I like to call my man the Gatorade pitcher.
Stop.
I mean that shit you pour on the coach afterwards, you're gonna pour him on Markman after the announcement and shit.
Markman would melt. Because you know my man's would have like 3 different pairs of off whites on, and it's just...
Oh my god, you guys are too cool for school. All right, I'm gonna end this shit, man. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Speaking with y'all on another Wednesday. This is looking like it's gonna wrap up. Crash the Net podcast episode 2. This is March 13th. Quite a bit of meaningful topics. We actually blew through a lot tonight. There's a lot of segments. There's always more though. You know, hopefully next week we'll have Micro Greg. You know, he'll be here. Is it messed up that I almost called him Taco Greg? I almost called him Taco Greg.
I mean, at least you didn't call him Mini Taco Greg.
That's crazy. What are those little roller things
Egg
Taquitos.
Hold on,
Egg
no,
roll.
what? No, not egg rolls. No,
Taquitos,
no,
nigga.
yeah. Taquito Greg.
I mean, shit. Fuck.
Yeah. Taquito Greg. Yeah, he wanted them.
Shit, I'm on cooldown. I definitely let one rip. My bad.
Yeah,
That was definitely the A version. You are right.
It's all good, yo. Yo, I haven't let it go yet, dog. It only took 3 episodes to break you. That's what's up, man. I got the fortitude, yo.
Yeah, he said, "What's up, egg roll thing?" Start making me mad, bro.
Oh man.
He said, "What's those egg roll things?"
Oh shit, man. Let me hit this transition, man.
You know what time it is? Time to play some Blackout.
We could definitely sneak a game or two in. You know? Damn, I could end the stream to start another stream. That's crazy, yo. We have to stick around for that. But anyway, you know, you can follow both of them. Nick T Stone, you know, follow Young Graph on Twitter. And then you also have Ernest. You can follow him on Twitter as well. I mean, he's got that World Cup game. Kind of buff out there in these streets. But from all of us at Crash the Net, we'll see y'all next week, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern time on this channel. Catch us on YouTube, bitch. Until next time.
Bye.